Wealthy Panda Academy presents Revenue Sharing Notes. What are revenue sharing notes? A revenue sharing note, RSN, is a debt-based investment in which a small business or a company borrows money from investors and agrees to pay back a percentage of its revenue until all principal and interest are repaid. Revenue sharing notes have three key elements. Investment multiples. This indicates how much the business owes investors in multiple of their original investment. Example, 2 times means investors get paid back 2 times their original investment. Maturity date. This is the date by which the business has to pay back investors both principal and interest. Revenue sharing percent indicates how much percentage of the business revenue will go toward repaying investors. Let's take an example. Monica is a baker. She always dreamed of having her bakery, but she doesn't have the fund to open it. She decides to raise the fund from investors by offering revenue sharing notes. She will raise $50,000 from investors and will promise investors to pay them back 2 times the money they lent her over 5 years. She also promises to pay 10% of her revenue toward paying the debt. Let's assume Monica makes $100K in revenue in the first year. $10,000 will be paid back to investors. And in the next 4 years, she has to pay back $90,000. If she makes $200K in year 2, she will pay investors $20,000 more and will have a remaining debt of $70,000. Year 3, Monica makes $300K, pays investors $30,000 and has $40,000 remaining. Year 4, Monica makes $400K and pays investors $40K. By year 5, Monica owes nothing. But if Monica's business lags and she only pays $50K by the 5th year, the maturity date, in that case, the notes will turn into debt and she will have to pay the remaining balance by the maturity date. Another cool feature of revenue sharing notes is that businesses usually offer investors cool perks, like naming their cake or pizza after you if you invest a certain amount. Revenue sharing notes can be great for both investors and small businesses. Small businesses get to borrow money on flexible terms that work for them, and investors get to make a high return on their investment. But it is important to understand that this is not a risk-free investment. As a matter of fact, this is a high-risk investment because if the business fails, investors could lose all the money they invested in the business. To reduce that risk, investors should spend enough time to understand the business model and its chances of succeeding, and never invest money they can't afford to lose. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and turn on the notifications to be notified about future videos from Wealthy Panda Academy.